This is IVOVO YouTube channel, your home of the Son of Hope. You don't have to do this life alone, cause your boy IVOVO, aka IVOVO, Elihle, the big G at Gubela, got your back. On IVOVO talk every Sunday morning on this channel, IVOVO YouTube channel.
It's a fair to Shabuzet. Happy Sunday. It is a Sunday morning, the 14th of November 2021. I am your boy IVOVO, aka Vavelihle, the big Jet Kupela. Year 14 Mhlambi, in 3 months time it will be a Valentine's Day. So it's a guy tip. If I want up until now salusulinda till March, because if uzothola umuntu manje kuze sikhatha ama bonus, maybe bazokushaya bonus. And if uzomthola after December or January, uzokushaya i-Valentine, yabo. So relax, take it easy, chill. Ayo, do whatever that you want. This is a time of IVOVO talk where we talk about everything else and we leave nothing unattended. Like last week, we started the failure, addressing the failure, because this is a season which, as you're reflecting back into the year, make sure that you don't, lose and you don't miss anything. You make sure that everything works. So today we also have a special guest in the studio. It's a very successful man, businessman. So I feel like, when you're looking at someone, someone is an inspiration without saying anything. When you just look at someone's profile and you look at that person, you say, I'm going to introduce the person. No, in fact, he's going to introduce himself in a short while. We're going to go shortly to the verse, and after that, we're going to do our thing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's our fair to Shabuzet. Welcome back, guys. That time of the show, like Shakonanga verse. And the verse of today is nice and sweet and short. It says, it's found in the book of Psalms 7. So, Psalm 73, verse 26, and it reads as follows: My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion. Psalm 73, verse 26. Verse 26, it says, My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is my strength of my heart and my portion forever. Please mark that forever. So I said to you, like when you go to a doctor or when you go to somebody, there are steps that they follow. So what you want to do first, we want to help you with your fear, or your failure, the fear of the failure, to move it away. And after that, we're going to prep you in terms of making sure that when the following year comes, whatever that you want to do, failure is out of the way. Because the biggest thing that is stopping you from achieving whatever that you want to achieve, so you need to relax and take it easy. So we'll be right back with my main man, sharing in these corner, and hopefully you will learn and you'll be inspired and be able to, reach your goals. We'll be right back. Happy Sunday. It is your boy IVOVO, aka Vavelihle, the big G at Kupela. It is the Sunday morning, the 14th of November 2021. This is your show, IVOVO Talk, where we talk about everything and we leave nothing unattended. As we are still reflecting back into the year and helping you to get rid of your failures and make sure that you prepare for the coming year, as indeed you are great and we believe in you, and then you should be great. This morning I've got a special guest. Outing yazi from Dala. Yazlomchita mazi ingakabi na umkhaba, So manje sekunomkhaba. Umedem is doing great. If you are not married, try to Try to get there. Kumnandi, man, Mshadweni, yes, kumnandi. Without any waste of time, Mhlambi, a very good morning, sir.
Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Sharp.
Thank you.
I usually don't like introducing my guest because I might miss something that is important. Because when I as a person who's going on, so there are certain things that define you as a person. So I'm gonna give this opportunity to you to introduce yourself to our viewers, and we're gonna kick on.
Alright, in shortly, I'm gonna be short. My name is Gifted Jack. I usually say the one and the only in the world. I'm a father, an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, I call it, and an aspiring billionaire. So I'll keep it that short for this show, whereby the main that brought me here is the entrepreneurial part. I'm a manufacturer of chemicals at the moment, which I just ventured into. What an interesting field that we were not told that we can do as a person of our kind. Very interesting. So let's stick it to that. I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Okay. This guy, he's talking like a politician. He wants to hide certain things. But I'm going to ask you just for 1 minute or 30 seconds, because on the poster, I put it there, successful businessman. When we do posters, when we do these things, we just write whatever. Sometimes you can write something that is not really there. I know you don't like bragging, but I'm giving you a platform. Can you please brag for a moment, just a little bit, so that people will understand when I'm saying we are young, successful businessmen, what I'm talking about.
Okay. You are putting me in the corner. And this is a corner that, the one that I'm only, my partner, he'd like to say, Uska, you put it in Sutu. Uska Tsankana Mashodudi. What is this? He'd like to say, don't tell everything about yourself because you'll invite unnecessary trouble. But here's the thing. Alright, I run a factory. That's number one. I do tenders. That's my main field. And then we do farming in Lesotho, which is our main core. That is the main core business. And then we have certain projects that I would not like to talk about right now, up until they are fully functioning. We are into trucking. We've just entered this year. If we own a couple of trucks, which with partners, yes. And then that's all I'd like to say.
Will I be pushing you too much into the corner if I ask you to reveal your age? 12 years.
Based on the success that I am and my age, I think I'm quite confident with my age and everything around.
That you've done.
No, I'm quite confident. I'm 36 years old. I'm very confident with the age, and I would say that I wish to have achieved more by this age for now. This is the reason that you brought me here, to tell you why didn't I achieve more by now, which is the topic of failure.
Okay. You know what? I'm very much happy with what you've revealed, because please, viewers there at home, don't get this wrong. I'm not trying to show off or to brag, because at the end of the show, at the end of the day, the show is all about motivating you, motivating me. Like I said in my introduction in the beginning of the show, that when I look at this guy's profile, I feel like, you know what, in case we are playing, we are not doing anything in life, It's so inspiring and motivating that way. So I did this on purpose, just to, also with linking with the age, just to show with him, as long as you are, the sky is the limit. You can achieve whatever that you want to do, as long as you put your mind into the right direction. But it's gonna take us through that, and I believe that everything that you want and everything that you believe in, you can succeed, regardless of what background you have, what age you have. You can. My brother, let's go right to it. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
Simple questions. It's not, for someone like you, it's nothing. The very first question is, what is your understanding of failure? It's good and bad.
It's good and bad. You see, first and foremost, people view failures as that big thing that can automatically or destroy you. I view failure as a motivator, number one. I view it as a motivator, and I got to a point right now to understand that if I fail, that means I need to try again. That's how I push myself. So it's good. It's good to fail. If at all you were starting something and you didn't do good, then you fail in order to do better or best. Failure for me, it's a measure. It's like a scale. It measures my output towards a project. It measures how I perform, my performance as well. So that's how I view it. It's good is that I will be able to judge myself on how I performed. So if I failed, I will be sitting at the corner or scrutinizing how did I perform, and then if I failed, I'll be honest to myself and say I didn't do good. It's one of the things that gives you a base of who you are, basically. That's how I view it.
Wow, I like how you explained it. It means I've got it right. I'm not on the wrong direction. Just to remind you what we're dealing with or what we were saying last week, please take a look at this shortly, and we'll be right back and cover another questions there too, and get more wisdom in this brave gentleman that we're sitting with in the studio today. You can't have a dream and don't have a vision board. You can't. Already once you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure. This week we're dealing with failure, to say that failure is, as much as it's uncomfortable or it's not nice, but it's important because it enhances and it reminds us on certain things, and one of those things, it keeps the vision board alive. Welcome back. Like Gifted Jack, the one and only, said, failure is a skill, and you saw when I said last week as well, it was the same thing. Don't be scared of failure, because yakutshela isibuku yabo yacheka ukuthi ukame kahle or ukamanga kahle and stuff like that. Yabo njengabanye sazibuka ethi umkhaba lo, we need to hit the gym too much and make sure ukuthi we reduce that. Gifted Jack, it's a shame question yesibili lapha. On your personal experience of failure, what is your personal experience of failure?
At one point in my life, I started a supermarket. Lesotho, and it didn't do good, man. It didn't do good. Without saying that my hands were too full at that time, but that failed, dismally failed. That thing, I ran it to the ground. And when I look back, I could have done better. I did fail. Truly speaking. That supermarket shut down. People lost their jobs, and I had to start again. Something else.
Would you say that failure was the circumstance, or was your negligence?
You see, negligence and failure, they go hand in hand. Obviously, once you start to neglect something, it will lead to failure. You see, Therefore, I was not hands-on. I was not passionate about it. I would say I was not fully committed to making it work. Nothing fails without your consent. If you want to make something work, you will make it work. And it can fail when you're really not giving it the attention it deserves. So it did fail.
Just for the benefits of other business people that are watching, does circumstance make you fail?
Yeah, they do. They do. They do make you fail.
So someone, because you see, I don't want us to sound like we're too harsh with this thing of failure. It's true what you're saying, that negligence it's part of it, but sometimes, like for example, most businesses, they've shut down now because of COVID, and they failed because of COVID, of which I feel it's something that some of us or some business people had no control really over it, you know. Some use it as an excuse, yes. Some actually, they really tried all that they could to actually make sure that they saved the business.
For sure. You are right. No one, there are people that knew that this thing is gonna come. There are people that didn't know at all that it's gonna come. But I think once you are an entrepreneur, you need to be versatile. You need to try and not to be too much on one thing. Not big in day one, and you need to be able to change by the circumstances, because there's things that control us that we are not in control of. You know, like now ESCOM is doing its own things. It's actually making sure it's killing small SMEs. You need to adjust. How do you make this situation as it is to make your business survive? We're living in a survival mode these days. Man, it's not even fun. But you have to try and get used to new situations, get new mechanism in place, change strategy before it runs to the ground.
But maybe before you go deep in that, let me put in that question there. How did you overcome your failures?
How did I? When talking about this one that I told you about, it's one of many in any case. What I did is self-introspection is very important. You know, you need to accept that, okay,
Shy.
yeah, how do I move forward? What do I do? Acceptance is key. You need to accept what I'm gonna do better when I get another thing. Remember, there's a behavior that is happening in the meantime you are neglecting. So you can move to another project and still do the same mistake. You need to move on knowing your flaws. You know, don't do things you're not good at. Don't do things you're not passionate at. I was not passionate at this business. I was just chasing the money. I saw an opportunity, you know, and then I wanted to take over the opportunity. I thought, I know this one is gonna take me to another step, while forgetting Uti. There's things that you need for particular businesses. You know, that business of supermarkets, for me, it's like slavery kind of. It needs you there 24/7. A cent for that business is man. Sure. You can't lose it. You lose a cent, the whole ledger is
out.
It is messed up. Yeah.
I feel you, man. We're gonna go to the break in a short while, but before we go there, the last question that I'll ask you before we go to the break, and then after the break, I'm gonna ask you the last question, of which is actually the main jinx of this whole show of today. According to your observation, I mean, like you've been in a business, you've been around, you know, you've even been out of SA. According to your observation, I mean, like you've been in a business, you've been around, you know, you've even been out of SA. According to your observation, what makes people fail?
I think it's a lot of factors, but more importantly, what makes people fail, it's how they view failure and the fear of failing. Now it can be a cause. You need to be brave, man. You need to tackle this thing as it is. And me now as an entrepreneur, I would say it goes mostly with what your passion
is.
Yeah, it goes mostly with your passion. If you're not passionate about what you do, definitely there's chances, you know. And the why are you doing business? The why matters. You need to know why you are doing a certain business. You know, you need to have those motivational factors of why you need to have certain particular business. Let me tell you for one. Sanitizers, for me, if we are manufacturing them, these, as it is described medically, that they kill germs and viruses. So for me, I have a motivation with I'm serving humanity. Saying that this thing has this important factor of protecting others. So that's, you need to have motivations, you need to have whys, you need to know why you're doing it, you need to know what you want to achieve. You don't just
so in a way, even though it's bringing cash to you and making your pocket fill up, but you serving a bigger purpose. There's a, you know.
Yes.
So basically, it's more like, I almost said another thing that people are gonna kill me. I'm not gonna say that. So basically, it's being a servant.
Yes.
While you also benefiting out of it.
Financial.
You know. I think actually I'm not a bishop, or I'm not, you know, a high priest or anything. You know, when you really read the Bible there and there, I think the way that God designed us, that's how we're supposed to actually live, as per our talents, as per our passion things, you know, and then also live on it. I don't think we're supposed to slave and work as we are working. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I like that. So indeed you are indeed blessed. But before we go to the break, what I want to ask you in terms of what makes people fail, this thing Abantu of people, what's your view on it?
Yeah, that is another thing. You know, that thing is, it's like an umbrella. Once you think of how people are gonna say or do, you're not gonna move.
But you see, you still, okay, to me, you're still a young man. Because you heard Nanya. So at your age, how did you manage to, because usually, okay, I'm gonna talk from experience.
Yeah.
When I turned 40, that's where I said, guys, I'm gonna do whatever that I want. If I fail, I fail. If I win, I win. Who sees me? Who loves to chase? You know, that's your thing. You know, I don't give a damn. You know, so you know. So at your age, how did you manage to overcome that people syndrome?
Syndrome. Hey, you need to develop an attitude towards the Abantu Bazotin syndrome, truly speaking, and you need to build it for your sanity. Because when you are suffering or when you are hungry, Abantu Bazotin are not there. If you are lacking and you are in deep poverty, Abantu will always say something. So Abantu will talk. This is how I view it. Positively or negatively, people will always talk. What matters is as long as me, not personally, I'm doing things that I love, and I'm doing things without hurting others, and I'm doing things that my family is gonna get something out of it, it's fine. It's fine. I have people that I seek opinions on, which I feel, but if the others are extras, if it's my wife, he gives me the opinion, this is what I think, I tell her this is my kind of thinking, we reach an agreement, done. The other things is just consultation. I will still tick and see if it's worth the idea. Look, this is your life, number one, and you have to be pleased with your decisions. You have to be pleased with it. You can't make a decision now of abantu bazothini, and at the end of the day, you live to suffer from the same decision. No. I don't agree.
Let's give Madam a credit a bit. How long have you been married again?
2006. 16 years, man. 16
years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. But do you think the attitude and the mentality that you have, if you were single, would still have that?
Yo, I was not even gonna be alive. I don't think so. I can be reckless. Yeah, I know. Marriage has helped me a lot. But yeah, it has helped me a lot, man. It has built my character. It has built my being. It has shown me different views. It made me to care about other things. It has stopped me from doing other things that everyone, young man, can do. There's certain things you can do, there's certain things you can't do.
Wow. The madam is watching at home, so we want to say thanks to you, madam, for doing such a great job. Indeed, I can vouch for that. Number one, I am because of the woman and the wife that is in my life. So Bandusfazane, we honor you and we salute you for the things that you are doing in our lives. Indeed, we wouldn't be where we are without you. So that's why the Bible even says, he who finds a wife find a good thing, indeed. And I can see Mbele with Pinchamla, he found more than a good thing, indeed. Stay with us, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a short break and we're gonna be right back. Shamuzo Tina and hear his advice, and we're gonna say happy Sunday to you.
This is IVOVO YouTube channel, your home of the Son of Hope. You don't have to do this life alone, cause your boy IVOVO, aka IVOVO, Elihle, the big G at Gubela, got your back. On IVOVO talk every Sunday morning on this channel, IVOVO YouTube channel.
It's over fair to IVOVO land, or it is IVOVO talk. Happy Sunday to you. Section as it is Mhlambi, and I hope you are learning something and you're growing. Just to pass there. Obviously, we're dwelling too much in business today because of we're dealing with a businessman. We're sitting with a businessman here. But however, I believe that it's all about principles, and the principle is the same. Whatever area of life that you apply the principles. So even the principles that you're learning from Jack today, you can use it in every area of your life and succeed. Because at the end of the day, as the title of this show says, elimination of failure. So we're trying to eliminate failure in your life as much as we can, so that you'll be ready to prepare for the future and the coming year. The last question, and from Lukshan, how do you eliminate failure?
Yeah, yes, seeing abantu abamnyama, there's one thing that we miss a lot: mentoring. Yeah, we lack mentorships or we lack mentors. You can eliminate failure by being mentored. But usually ibuzwa kwabaphambili, you know. Lento izokustopha from izopreventa ukuthi uhambe izinto eziningi unnecessary. You would not fail. So how do you eliminate it? Get a mentor. Get a person that knows better than you. Always find that person that can always lead you into the right direction. You will eliminate failure.
But how do you get that person? Because you see, it's true what you're saying, but also we need to, because my concern these days, we're living in a days where where people are selfish.
Yeah, that's true.
Where people are selfish in terms of ufuna succeed Taiwan, you know, and Noma mentorisha, it's all about his glory, not you growing in you know. And in terms of fine, I can mentor you, but I'm and I'm you know. So of which I find that, you know, a bit of a problem. Because last week when I was covering this thing of failure, I also said to good thing, some of the people, they don't tell the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because like right now, somebody that can look at you now, as young as you are, and what you've achieved, uzoti, hey, so if this guy can do this, kushuguti, mina, I'm useless or whatever, you know, and undermine himself or herself. Whereas if they can sit down and like follow your life, and up until you got where you are today, because you didn't get where you are overnight. Do you understand what I'm saying?
True.
So now we have an issue that not really out just people that have made it, that just want to seem as if you just woke up as a keeper, you know. So how do you handle that?
Yo. But I think there are people, man, you know, help is always available. One of my principles or one of my motivational thing, help is always like the Bible would say. I hear you talking scriptures a lot. Knock and it shall be opened, you know. So you have to know. Help is always, and then the other thing that I've noticed, if you are not looking, you will not get. Those are two things. Sometimes people say that I've been looking, but where are you looking? You know, you can't say I'm looking while you are busy looking with the people around you. You know, that's why you find with most people that support you in business are mostly strangers. You know, you need to expand that look beyond this circumference. Yeah, you have to stretch yourself to see. There's always help. Always available. There's that person that now as we speak now, he's waiting for that person to call him and say, "Listen, I'm on this so and so. I'm just trying to do 1, 2, 3. How can I go about?" There's always those people that need no glory. They need you not to meet them. They will always answer you. The issue comes whereby you are looking at the circumference of your life. Those people that you know, you've always known, they will disappoint you.
As you're provoking something in me, I'm gonna start preaching. And by the way, it's Sunday, but I don't want to do that. You see, you remind me of something which Moses was actually, he learned most of the things in the house of Pharaoh.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when you take the situation, Moses no Pharaoh, it's like it's a man's in a mafuta. But the wisdom and everything that made him, he learned it in Pharaoh's house. Here's the thing that I want to say when I'm just to add on what Jack is saying, and then I'm gonna ask him to give us his advice. Uguti, you know, there are people that will come into your life for a certain period of time only. And the mistake that we do is, if IVOVO help me through this phase, then I believe IVOVO will be the person that will take me through all my phases in my life. No, that's not true. Sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. Other people are there in your life for a certain season and certain time. So don't put your focus too much on people that were there for a specific time. Go out. Leauti went to Lesotho and did business. That's something, you know, that thing there I'll always admire and salute you for. I mean, people are struggling to do business here in Mzansi when you just boom, you know, outside. That's amazing. Due to time, we're going to wrap up the show. But before we wrap up the show, your advice to our viewers.
Let's start from the young man, the young person. Do things now. If you want to do something, you have an idea, if something that is tickling your heart, do it now. Fail now, get up now, try again. You know, as an old person, if you feel good, now I'm too old. No, it's never too late. You can still do it. If you learn, most of the successful people, they started at the old age. You still have a chance, you still have time. Just do what your heart desires. And it's my rap. Thank you for inviting me, man.
Hey! Mina, my head is like hot, because after the show, I'm gonna start looking at myself and looking at so many things. I hope it did the same thing to you as well at home. My man, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, President.
But we need to do the preparation, helping our viewers to prepare. We could say, how does preparation help you in terms of succeeding in whatever that you want to do as we are close by into the coming year? Mugela Peka, please do make sure that you do subscribe. I think we're sitting on 99. Yeah, my subscriptions are but because the show, I'm sure as a flyer. So please be free to do subscribe and do share, because someone needs to hear that. If you feel good to it's not working for you or it's not worth it for you, someone will need it, and pay it forward, do the right thing. Tomorrow is the 15th of November. I'm a social. So take care of the salary because December is around the corner. And whatever that you do, be great, be good, and always know that all the time. Salute, cheers, we out.